got you, man. Months after this tragedy, you decided to jump into coaching and became a graduate assistant for the UMBC Retrievers. Mm-hmm. What made you want to get into that role, and how did that come about?
I think I was just a little lost, kind of, and I knew that coaching was kind of like something I wanted in my future or whatever. I didn't know if it was like right now or like maybe a little later, but I knew that was something I was interested in and something I wanted to do. Right. So I basically just hit up a few people, hit up a few coaches, and kind of see what I could land or whatever. And then that just kind of popped up, and I spoke to Coach Jim Ferry, and he was like, come down to the school, whatever, sent in my resume, and then went down to the school, toured the school, talked to him in the office, and then he was like, yeah, well, we'd love to have you, blah, blah. And then I was like, cool. So came on, had to find somewhere to live and all that, and then got down there probably like 2 weeks later, and yeah.
How do you like that year, and did you gain any new views, perspectives, any more appreciation for coaching?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely being on that side was like way different too. Just from like, I just remember from being an athlete, like you come to the gym, you work out or whatever, blah blah, you leave, like you don't got to think about it no more. Like you doing class, you just being a student or whatever. So, but when you on the coaching side, like watching film or having to set up the schedule to train the guys, like planning practice and all that. Like I got to see all this stuff going on. Even planning travel, like watching how that all works and all that, like, and being a part of that, planning meals. That's a headache. But like having to do all these types of things and like realizing all this stuff really go into it. It's like I definitely had a different appreciation for it, for sure.
Mad stuff, man. Who goes to post game? All that
types of stuff.
Yeah, all that. Absolutely. We feel like the best lesson you learned from Coach Jim Ferry. What do you feel like it was?
That's a good question. The best lesson? I think in like his play style, whatever, he has like a I don't know, like I don't have a word for it, but more so like let the players go, like let them kind of figure out. Like in times where a coach may call a timeout, he's like go, like like kind of let a play develop or whatever, or like like
or let clock stop a run, or
what I'm saying, kind of thing like that. So like a situation where it might be the end of the half or whatever, right? And we got the last possession, it's like 13 seconds or something, or even end of the game. Let's say we down 1 or something. Instead of calling a timeout and setting up a play, if we get off the rebound, we might have a little advantage or something, or the guys might be able to turn it into something. He'll let that play out. To where, to me, it's always like a no-brainer to call a timeout. Like, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. So just letting things develop sometimes, letting the guys have certain freedoms, things like that. Like, I definitely kind of gained that perspective from him. That was different than anything that, I really thought of before.
Got you. This season, you decided to step away from coaching. Was there any particular reason for that?
Nah, not really. Not like anything against them or, because I didn't like it. I think that, one, I wasn't really interested in being a GA again. I didn't really want to do that. But just also, I didn't know that I was going to have trouble because I had been away from home for, a long time. But I didn't know that like I was really going to feel as kind of alone as I did, kind of like in a different city, away from my family, not really seeing them, which is something I was used to before. But now just, with the family dynamic and everything, it's just, I didn't realize I would feel as lonely as I did and whatnot. So, it was definitely good to kind of come back up home.
Totally understandable, bro. Totally understandable. Still have a fresh wound.
Yeah.
Now to close this up, man, something that I love to talk about regarding your pops is in the hoops world, a lot of people, particularly parents, they burn bridges, which is something your pops never did. Never said an ill word or talk trash online about a coach, even when he felt like it. And he built a certain amount of social equity in this game. Sometimes even intentionally, he would build relationships with people that he thought could assist you or even assist your little brother if he were to push that basketball as hard as you wanted to. How do you think that's helped you when you look back on it in hindsight? And what did you learn from your pops conducting himself that way? I know he conducted himself that way outside of the game, but particularly I'm talking about inside of this game. What did you learn from conducting himself that way?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I learned a lot, but he was like a savant almost. Like the way he's like just foster relationships and, stayed in contact with everybody. I think that's one thing that I try to do more of now. I'm definitely not as good as he was with it, but like just keeping in contact and, like using the holidays as an excuse to kind of be like, hey, happy holidays, but I hope everything's well, kind of checking back in and keeping all those things fresh. Like I think that's something that he really did a good job of. And just so, you kind of always right in people's minds, and if ever like you can do something for somebody, like he did it,
right,
kind of thing. So it wasn't necessarily like you owe me a favor, but it's like, I had your back, you had my back kind of thing. So
absolutely,
definitely took that from
him. And what do you think is the value in like conducting yourself in such a positive manner, even when like your kid isn't playing or your kid comes home upset from the outcome of a game or et cetera, et cetera? How do you think that's helped you being able to maneuver around through the sport?
I think just kind of having him be that person. I think it helped with making conversations easier. I guess if the coach, if you're not playing or whatever, maybe you have a sour relationship, but the coach hates your parent too. Like it's definitely not going to help you play. You know what I'm saying? So like I think because coaches felt that they had good relations with my dad too or whatever, and it made the conversations easier or whatever. Like I could go approach him, or my dad could even have a easier line of contact, and he don't got to jump through hoops or whatever to get in contact with you because he's presented himself a certain way kind of thing. So I'll definitely say that that's probably an advantage of the way he presented himself and carried himself.
How important would you say it is for parents to build allies in this game as opposed to building enemies in this game?
I think it's hugely important because, the basketball world is just so small, and I don't think you really realize how small it is, until maybe you need a favor one day and it's like, damn, this dude from 6 years ago or whatever. Because part of getting into like Norfolk State, part of me becoming a GA, like Jay David, like he knows Jim Ferry, like, you know what I'm saying? And we never, even though I left the Jayhawks, like there was no bad terms, you know what I'm saying?
We still got a group chat.
You know what I'm saying?
Jay David, your pops.
Like he stayed dialed in. So it's like, yo, what if, you know what I'm saying? I went there, like I said before, like I was upset about not starting or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? What if he was like,
F you,
you know what I'm saying?
Write a Facebook post about you.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody go play for the Jayhawks ever. You know what I'm saying? Like really violent like that or whatever. Now it's, look, I'm trying to get into the coaching thing or whatever. And now, who you said? Kashaun Hicks? Oh, nah. Don't all take day. Him. You know what I'm saying?
They do it all day.
So you never know when it's going to come back. Like the basketball world is small. So definitely parents, all that, like just keep your name as good as possible. You know what I'm saying? Even if somebody you feel, did you wrong or whatever, kind of like a kill them with kindness thing or whatever, like, well, thank you for the opportunity, but we're going to move on, like kind of
Absolutely.
Thing,
And I want to shoot, my last real nugget about your pops was he always wanted to pay somebody for their service. He never he wouldn't even want to ask for nothing free. He'd force money in your face for any service, training, tutoring, whatever it is. How important do you think that was? Because when he was trying to force money in my hands, I was younger than you are right now. 23, 24, 25. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm cool. But now that I look back on it, now being 30, 31, it's like, yo, I see why he functioned in that fashion. You do get better service when you pay people. People remember that just like I remember that. Can you talk about that? What impression did that leave on you, and how do you carry that with yourself today, and how you handle service and stuff like that going forward?
I think too, like for him, he just moved with like a certain level of like kind of gratitude. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of that, I noticed like a lot of people and things like that, like he didn't really have any entitlement about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like what you did, like you didn't have to work us out, or you didn't have to work me out or whatever, like kind of thing. But because you spent your time, you know, doing that and kind of, you know, doing us a solid or helping me out, you know, it was a no-brainer to him. Like, you deserve to be paid for your service. You know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. And I think, you know, even if, like, at the time you felt like, you know, I don't need the money, I don't, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. I think, like, his stance is more so like, no, like, you deserve it, though. Like, you know, so just kind of showing people or making people feel that they have value. You know what I'm saying? Make people feel like they're appreciated, or, you know, kind of thing like that. I definitely took that from him, and I like to think I move with gratitude and things like that, you know? For sure. So, yeah, definitely.
All right, man. Well, that's a wrap, man. Kashaun Hicks Jr., appreciate you sitting down with us here on Rip and Go, man. For sure. Beautiful interview. Rest in peace to Mr. Hicks Sr. And that's a wrap, man.
Appreciate you.